to my Mini Velo custom build series. It's been 3 months since my last update and lots has changed. So I'm going to run through the frame and fork build update from Marino. We're going to run through the build kit I've picked along with some weights, or predicted weights for the full build, the weights of individual components I've weighed. And I'll also show you the wheel set and some other parts I've actually amassed already.
First things first, let's see how Merino are getting on with the frame build. A little update for you. Where we left it last time is they confirmed the payment and then they said that we were waiting for a slot in the manufacturing queue. That was the 30th of October and they quoted me 2 months, roughly, to build the frame and fork. So just to confirm that, I double checked their website. Sure enough, it says build time for customers about 2 months. So I got an update. Here it is. So this came on the 16th of January, so that's 2.5 months later. And here's the initial frame being welded up and my geometry in the background. Matches up pretty nicely, I think. So you can see where the sliding dropouts are going to be. You can see the head angle's quite aggressive here. And what I really like is where these seat stays meet the top tube and the seat tube. That looks really nice, really smart. Really happy with that. And then more excitingly, we got another update a week later and it's been painted. So here you go. In that nice orange colour. You can see where the port is for the dropper cable. You can see I've got external cable routing. You can see where the sliding dropouts are going to be. You can see here we got the welding piece welded in for support, so there's a couple gussets top and bottom, which is probably a good thing because it supports that slack head angle. 2 bottle bosses for 2 bottles, and then we've also got some support welded in here and here. So that looks really promising. Next step is, I believe this week or week after, they're going to finish the forks and have them powder coated. So that's 3 months since we started this whole process. So a month later than anticipated, but that's fine. I'm still not sure whether I'll go for express shipping or not, because I think that cuts the delivery time down to a week or so versus over a month. So we'll decide whether it's worth that $65 at a later point. But so far, it looks pretty tidy, and I'm really happy. So, onto the build. One of the challenges I set myself was to have some custom built wheels that I did myself. So I used some Hope Hubs, Pro 5 rear boost and Pro 4 front boost. And then I used some Sappham Race double butted spokes, some Sappham black brass nipples, and some DT Swiss U66 20-inch 32 hole rims, which are pretty heavy duty. And then wrapped them in some Kenda Slant 6 2.6 tyres, which are pretty wide for this. And then I also had some 160mm floating rotors. I'm really proud with how these ones turned out. I had a local wheel builder give them the once over and they were ready to go. The build kit I've gone for is all about functionality. It's going to set me back about £1,600. So onto the build kit, we got a set of decals. I've called the bike the Mini Macho, which I think suits it. So it's a little aggressive bike. We've then got a charge spoon saddle, I think it is. So it costs 15 quid, weighs about 295 grams. I've gone for some Stooge moto bars, so these are quite high rise, 800mm wide and quite a lot of back sweep. They're aluminium to save a bit on weight. And I've got some death grips, so these are flangeless as well, the lock on. I really rate these, I think they're really comfortable. Then for the drivetrain, I've gone for a Dior 10-speed mech, which has got a clutch on it. I've gone for this one because it's the shortest cage I could find. Then we got a Z 10-speed shifter. I quite like these. They've got dimpled shifter paddle, so they're really comfortable to use. Then I've gone for the trusty Cane Creek Series 40 headset. Just some standard mounts and a KMC 10-speed chain. It's in non-OEM wrapping, so kind of trusting that they've sent me the right thing here. Pedals, I've got a choice of two, still undecided. So there's STG Comp pedals, see there's a composite plastic with some metal pins in them. And my other choice are these XT trail pedals. So one side you can clip in, the other side are flats. So it depends on what shoes I'm wearing. They're not as grippy, and they're quite a bit heavier, but at least get that diversity. So still deciding what to go for. For brakes, I've gone for SLX 2 pots. I think these are M7100s. So I got a great deal on these from Merlin Cycles. I've got a nuke-proof 50mm stem. This is nice and light. I've actually got this from one of my old builds. And a Shimano bottom bracket, 73mm to suit the frame. Cheap and cheerful. And then for the cranks, I've gone again for SLX. So these are again M7100 series, 70mm with a 52mm chain line. And I also bought a 42 tooth direct mount chain ring. So this is narrow wide. It's really nice quality actually. I really struggled to find one that would fit, so I ended up having to get this from AliExpress. But as I say, the quality is pretty good. I've picked up a 44 tooth as well and a 40 tooth because I'm not sure what gearing to go for. And then lastly, here's that wheel set again, 160mm floating rotors, boost spacing front and back, nice wide fat rubber. The U663 rims are their utility heavy duty rims, so these should be pretty stable, especially for 32 hole. Probably could have gone 28, but I wanted something robust. And then I've also gone for the Microshift Sword H Series 10-speed cassette. So that's 11 to 38 tooth. It's the widest range I think I can get onto this with the mech still having some ground clearance. But they're a really nice wheel set. So here's a quick overview of the build kit I've gone for with some weights and prices. So the things in red are still outstanding. So we've got the frame and fork still being built by Marino. I'm £165 in. Total cost, including shipping and taxes and everything, should be £720. Weight-wise, I've probably gone for the heavier side. So 3.2 kilos on the frame, 1.7 kilos on the fork. We've then gone for that Cane Creek headset, so that weighs about 100 grams. That was £39. Some carbon spacers. These are sort of no-name Chinese things. Euro 11 quid for about 30 centimeters worth of spacers, because it's going to be quite a long steerer sticking at the top. I've said about 70 grams for those. We then got the Nuke Proof Horizon 50mm stem. I already had this from a previous build, but that should be 180 grams. Got the Hope Moto, no, Stooge. So we've got the Stooge Moto bars. These are those nice big back sweep, high rise, wide bars, which weigh only 380 grams, which is fantastic. Grips, we've got those Death Grips, 1350, and they were 110 grams. Got that Shimano SLX brake set, It was £100, including some brackets. It came to a total of 660 grams. Onto the wheels. So the total wheel set cost was £346, so 143 front, 202 rear. In terms of weight, so the front weighed 1.71 and the rear weighed 1.92. So this included the tyres, the tape, the inner tubes, and the valves and everything else. So total weight is 3.68 kilos. So they're not the lightest things, they're not the heaviest. Seem pretty reasonable to me, and they should be robust, which again is kind of the main thing here. Now we got the dropper posts. That's the one piece I haven't actually decided on yet. I love the Brand X Ascend posts, but they don't sell them anymore since Chain Reaction's gone belly up. So I'm looking for posts, probably about £100-ish, and they weigh roughly 650 grams. Got the saddle, charged spoon, nice and reliable, 15 quid, 295 grams. Seat clamp, originally I wasn't sure what size to go for, but it turns out Merino actually supply a seat clamp. It's a nice bolt-on one, so that's absolutely fine. Didn't cost me anything in addition, about 20 grams for that. Got the Shimano MT501 bottom bracket, which was £8.50, so we'll see how long that lasts, but that was 100 grams. There was a nice crank set from Shimano SLX M7100, again 170mm with 52mm chain line, and that was only 50 quid, including the old chain ring, which I'll use for my other bikes. I think it's 32 tooth, and that was 630 grams. And you got that AliExpress direct mount 42 tooth chain ring, narrow wide. I bought about 4 or 5 of these just to stock up, so they were £22.44, and the weight was included in the crank set. Then I got the pedals, so still undecided whether I'm going to run those STG composite ones or the XT Trail clip-in ones, but I'll probably go for the flats. So they're 20 quid and they weigh 380 grams. Cassette, I've gone for the Microshift Sword H Series 10 speeds. That's 11 to 38 tooth, £34, and that weighs 460 grams. It's the widest range I could get for 10 speed, which would still allow the mech to clear the floor, as mentioned earlier. Chain was SLX, 15 quid, 280 grams, although probably be lighter because we're going to take quite a few links out. I think it's 120 link chain. And then the mech, so we got Shimano Dior M5130, so it's the short cage, it's the shortest they do for 10 speeds, so I could get that 38 tooth, 11 to 38 tooth cassette cleared. And then a nice shifter, so I really like the Z1. It's quite sleek without a display, and the pedal's really comfortable to use, so that's £24, 160 grams. And I just got some other costs like the decals, and I had a local wheel builder come and give them a true up and a review, make sure I've done a good job of the build. So, totals. Currently I spent 931. The total cost should be roughly 1,580. In terms of weight, this really surprised me, given I've weighed everything bar the frame and fork and the dropper post, but so far the total is 13.4 kilos, which is under 30 pounds, which is a pretty light build. So if it comes anywhere close, I would be absolutely stoked. So there you go, this is where we're up to. Pretty much got the whole build kit ready to go onto the frame. I think once the frame arrives, we're going to do an unboxing video. I'll show you how Marino actually package it, the quality of the finish, see what the threads are like. They might need chasing, cleaning out. And from there, we're also going to get the build video of putting it all together. So tune in for the next episode to see that. Thanks again for watching, and catch you later.